Kathy, we made it.
We made it, Josh.
It's
The end of the year.
end of the year. This is episode 20, our final episode of the season. To be honest, I can't believe we started this year, and we are now finishing up the season.
But you know what? I think the timing is perfect because I think this year we've been able to reach a lot of people and grow this. And I love the fact that this can be an additional resource for people, especially as we go into 2023 when we're doing everything we can at Realty ONE Group to provide as much support and as many resources as we can. So thank you. Thank Ryan. He never gets any kudos. He's behind the camera. So a big, huge hug and thank you to both of you.
Well, thank you as well, Kathy. This has been a wild ride. I'm excited for what's next. I also want to thank everyone that has tuned in, listened, watched, downloaded. I mean, you guys are the reason. Subscribe. You guys are the reason that we do this. And so, yeah, we just want to say thank you and happy holidays. And we hope you're excited for season 2.
Yeah.
All right. So for our final episode of the season, we are here to talk about our luxury division, One Lux. And we have our friend and coworker, Taylor, here, who is our Senior Director of Partnerships, to discuss this. Before we get into it, Taylor, just introduce yourself, give everyone, a couple bullet points about who you are and what you do for the company.
Yeah. Hi, I'm so excited to be here. This is my first time doing a podcast. My name is Taylor. I'm Senior Director of Partnerships. What that means is I really oversee the tools that are provided to our real estate professionals, the partnerships that we establish via our marketplace, as well as our luxury division.
Okay, I want to get into One Lux because this is something that's still relatively new to our company, but we've kind of hit the ground running with it. And part of the reason why we want to discuss this is we also have the One Lux certification training, which is going to be at our One Summit 2023 event in February. And so we want to kind of discuss what One Lux is, bird's eye view, and then really get people hyped who are not already a part of it to join this registration.
Yeah.
So just kind of like,
I think what's important about this, Josh, is as we go into 2023, agents are really concerned about lead generation and how to get more business. And One Lux gives us an additional platform, not only for them to get additional leads, but to be able to master a higher price range. Mm-hmm. So even if transaction count is down, what the One Lux certification is going to do is help replace that income through a better, if you will, inventory. And I think what Taylor has done so wonderfully is help create and establish something within our brand that gives agents not only the knowledge and the education and equips them to master luxury, but the confidence. And that's so huge. Confidence is so huge when you go in and work with high-end buyers because it's just a totally different client.
Yeah, I know we talked off camera a little bit, and one of the things that you said is luxury clients they're savvy, right? They're business savvy for one. And so can you maybe talk about that? What is the difference between a luxury client and someone who is not?
Yeah. So luxury clients are savvy. They tend to have a higher education level. Mm-hmm. They understand the market. So you need to, when you're a luxury professional, you need to really make sure that you're establishing yourself as the expert, that you know what's going on in the inventory in your market, mm-hmm. and that you're able to help guide them or navigate them through the financial purchase whether it's, a second home or investment home or whatever they're doing to move their assets around and protect their wealth.
It's obviously a completely different ballgame playing in the luxury division. And I think there's something to be said about investing in yourself, in your business, to really get that's a huge part of your ROI, right? Mm-hmm. And can you kind of maybe discuss that? We're just going to keep comparing basically the luxury division to the division.
Yeah, what really sets our luxury agents apart is that they're investing in themselves in their business. So how we've defined a luxury agent here at Realty ONE Group in our One Lux division is someone who has gone through our luxury training, which takes a financial investment as well as a time commitment to say, hey, I want to focus my business in the way I structure my business, the goals I put in place, the metrics I'm looking at on the luxury space in my market. And so when you've taken the time and you've made that decision confidently to learn about the luxury space and to say, this is where I'm either maybe I'm new and I'm breaking into luxury, or I'm already producing in luxury, but I want to make sure that I maintain my status quo in luxury, that I can grow my business in luxury. You're just going to think differently. And when you think differently, and when you know why you're thinking differently, and when you have a really strong luxury business strategy in place, this confidence is going to come out. And so investing in yourself, as Kathy mentioned, creates a different level of confidence, and it just allows you to really pursue your luxury career.
Let's talk more about the training. Like so these agents that will be going through this training for the first time, what will they be getting out of it other than obviously being able to be called a luxury agent?
Yeah, you're going to get the knowledge of what it means to be luxury. So part of what they talk about is they start bird's eye view, and then they dive down deep into what is luxury in general, right? What is the cutoff for being ultra wealthy? What is wealthy? What does it look like in different markets? What is that? Where did that money come from? What are they interested in? How is that money transferring through generations over the next few years? So the Luxury Institute that we partner with, they have a large research team that's constantly researching on the luxury space, the movement of money, not just as it pertains to real estate, but as it pertains to just transfer of wealth, like globally, right? So you walk away with a knowledge of who is my niche clientele that I'm going after. And one thing that's really important is that you learn that it's different in every market. So luxury here in Southern California is different than luxury in Iowa, which is different than luxury in Florida, right? And so you're going after a different clientele, and you learn the tools, the strategies to really be able to extract those insights from your market and apply it to the way in which you're going to position your luxury brand and how you're going to win clientele.
Taylor, I think what's so critical for everyone to pause just a moment, because you made such a great point of from Southern California to Iowa to Florida. And every market has a luxury market. And I think we overlook that sometimes. Some of our viewers may be saying, oh, I'm not Southern California, that's not applicable to me. But it's mindset and it's product and it's presentation. And I mean, can you speak to that and how we look at what is luxury? Because luxury is in every market.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that makes our program unique is that we are, as a national franchisor and a global franchisor, because we're actually expanding our luxury division internationally. We coach our brokers, our managers in the offices to really know their market and help define what luxury means for that real estate professional for the office that they report to, right?
But there's a formula for what percentage they're over the average sales price. And so just don't be remiss and think that may not apply to me.
Yeah, there's a formula for that. The broker helps define that formula. We give some guidelines around it. But I think one thing that's really important is just taking a step back and saying, what does luxury mean in general, right? And it means extravagant lifestyle. It means extravagant, over the top. It's a specific type of lifestyle. And in order to live that lifestyle, there's a financial component to it. So
do you remember Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Are you guys old enough to remember that show? If you're not, we'll just move on. Never mind. With Robin Leach.
Like the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Well, I was going to say the Good Charlotte song, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I don't think Kathy knows that one.
Never mind. Keep going. Keep onward.
That's funny. Okay, but on that, so like, let's talk from like a marketing and branding perspective from a luxury agent. Consistency and quality, right? That has to be the two main focus points for their marketing and branding. And I think that that's the same from their client's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Someone who lives a quote unquote luxury life probably has a very consistent lifestyle and a very quality lifestyle. And so if you are going to then be trying to get them as your client, they're going to expect that from you.
Yep. There's a level of expectation that comes with working with a luxury client, right? Like you mentioned, their lifestyle, where they shop, the experiences that they have there at the front desk, at the hotels that they stay at, where they check their car in for maintenance and things like that. Every level and every aspect of their life has a specific type of luxury component to it that you want to make sure is portrayed and received in your service as a luxury sales professional, right? From the first time they meet you to all the way through that transaction, and hopefully more to come if you do a really good job.
Yeah. And I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're in the, let's say that your luxury market is Newport Beach and you get a client and you sell them a home, their next door neighbor or their business partner or their whoever that's also in their luxury world could then become a new hot lead for you.
Yeah.
And
their sphere becomes your sphere.
right. And so I think that that's, you're fishing with dynamite almost at that point if you really get into it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you think about this from a listing standpoint, if you list a $200,000 house, you're attracting a $200,000 buyer.
Mm-hmm.
If you list a $2 million property, you're attracting $2 million buyers.
Right.
And it's not that simple, but it almost is.
Yeah. But that also leads to, that's how you can become a luxury agent. If you're like,
Exactly.
I'm in the $200,000 range. Well, okay, how do I get to the $1 million range? It's exactly what Kathy said. So you have $200,000 buyers in your sphere, and you also have someone's home you sold for $200,000 in maybe 5 years or 3 years. And with everything that just happened in the last 2 years, their home is now worth more than $200,000. Maybe they want to list it again. You move up to the $500,000, then you move up to the $750,000, then you move up to the $1 million, and you just keep strategically moving your way up. You can jump that ladder, but that's the way that you would plan out your, 3-year business plan.
And I think to that point, that's the value of this training and the education around it is it's not just taking the listing. It's, Taylor, what you said earlier, it's setting the expectation. Everything from what the data is driving to the marketing to the whole package. Days on the market, absorption rate, all of that changes so dramatically when you get into higher end. And a luxury specialist knows how to set those expectations so that you've got happy people.
But so the training's obviously going to tell you how to be successful in a luxury market. But like you guys said, every luxury market is different. So how would you recommend an agent, like, let's say they figure their market is going to be Manhattan. What would you say is the first thing they should do to learn that luxury market in specifically Manhattan or whatever it may be?
To utilize the tools and the practices that they learn in the training. Like when you go through the training, you walk out with a membership to the Institute for Luxury Home Marketing. Inside of that portal, they have different tools like the Wealth Engine Lookup or the market reports. So start looking at that stuff and making sure that you understand how to talk to those numbers in the Manhattan market. Make sure that you are looking at the numbers in your MLS and start having that conversation about those numbers and make sure that you can articulate it in a sophisticated way. Right. And then start identifying, like narrow that down. Manhattan's kind of tiny, but big, right? So narrow that down to what area of Manhattan, specifically like price point to, and even location. And then you would start positioning your luxury brand in those markets, either digitally or utilizing, we have a partnership with Real Marketing who does these market reports that work really well for positioning yourself as an expert in a community. So starting to invest in yourself again and invest into your marketing to position yourself as that luxury expert.
Got it. I also want to talk about creating, we touched on this a little bit, but creating referral worthy experiences. Can you kind of go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think that goes back to the lifestyle, right? So it goes back to how you speak to them, your clientele, the service that you give them, the follow-up, the communication style. If you're listing their home, the way in which you market their home and the way in which you take care of people and speak to the people going in and out of their home through their open houses and through emails. And you're just creating this curated luxury experience that they would get when they're staying at a very nice resort, right? But they're going through a real estate transaction. And so you're just someone that can be relied on to take care of their business. And I think that's a referral worthy experience.
Would you say it's?
I love,
Go ahead,
I'm
Kathy.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I love the way you said that, because to me, Josh, the difference is it's not a transaction, it's an experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what they walk away from, is they become this story steward for you, where they're telling everyone, oh my gosh, you must use Taylor because of the experience I had, not just we closed on time or any other things that may happen with a normal transaction, but it's a true experience that everything from, again, the initial listing presentation to the marketing materials to the closing gift, everything is significantly different and impactful.
Mm-hmm. And amongst the One Lux community, we call it the One Lux treatment. So there's not a specific thing we can put to it, but all of our One Lux professionals are trained, and that's just the way that their mind works, is to provide that One Lux treatment during the client's experience working with them.
Got it. I mean, I want to sit in on this training in February in Vegas, so I hope I can just kind of like stand in the back, because I'm not a real estate agent, but I'd love to just learn more about this, and just learn more from you, Taylor. It's so awesome to have you on, and I know you do so much more than obviously just One Lux. We have so many different tools and partnerships, and you are, heading all of those things, and so we want to bring you back on. I mean, I'd love to seriously do like a series, Kathy. I really think we should break down the one tool chest and have Taylor be our voice for it, because I think that'd be very beneficial for everyone listening. So we'd love to have you back.
I would love to come back. And I'd love to
do
bring
it.
my colleague Paige as well.
Yes, seriously, like we would absolutely love that, and I know the listeners would as well.
And to piggyback on that, and I just want to say this about Taylor, because she's one of my favorite people, and the fact that they're partners and not vendors speak to how she views her position, is that she works in partnership instead of with vendors. And that to me states, Taylor, a lot about who you are and how much you care. And I just appreciate that so much. The other thing, Josh, back to your point, our broker owners, our affiliates who are listening to the podcast, and Taylor, if you can speak to this, they can attend the training. They can audit the training, which is great for them to help explain the experience and to validate what their professionals should be doing. And as professionals are doing their business plan for 2023, please add, or please at least consider this designation. Please consider this in your tool chest, on your resume, so that when you have the opportunity, you're prepared. The bad thing is, oh crap, I've got an opportunity to go work with someone with high wealth, or to go do a luxury listing, and I don't know what to do, and I'm going to blow it. So go ahead and put it in your pocket, have the designation, acquire the knowledge, so that you've got the confidence that you're putting it out in the universe, guys. You know what happens when you do that. It will happen. So we just encourage everybody to consider that. There is an investment, but there's a return on this investment for as far as your career is concerned.
And, to piggyback on that. So for those, please, if you are interested in luxury, please register for this training. And also that training will be at our One Summit 2023 event, which is taking place February 20th, 22nd, 2023 at the Aria Resort in Las Vegas. And we are deep in the weeds planning this. It's going to be our biggest event yet. For those that have not purchased their tickets, please do so. I know I'm rambling right now, but we're going to sell out, and you guys really, really, really should be there. So please, please, please purchase your tickets.
Have Santa put it over the tree.
Yeah. So before we sign off for 2023, I once again want to thank everyone that has helped us with this podcast. I want to thank you again, Taylor, for coming on, and Kathy and Ryan and everyone else. Thank you very much. And we will see you guys in 2023.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys. Thank you. We thank you for joining us today on another episode of One on One, a Realty ONE Group podcast. We are powered by One.U and ask if you have suggestions, recommendations, or questions, please email learning@realtyonegroup.com. And remember, pay close attention to the details, listen to understand, not respond, and always be a resource, not a sales pitch.